Hey, tech professionals, welcome back to another series of using the Amazon leadership principles to help you prepare your job interview with technology companies. If you missed my last three LinkedIn Live broadcasts where I talked about answering behavioral questions with the customer in mind, with customer obsession, and how to create strong storytelling by demonstrating full ownership and how you can deliver results that are relevant to the job that you're applying to. Go check that out, and I'll leave everything we talked about and also the resources in the description link below. Okay? If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Holly. I'm an ex-Amazon recruiting leader. I've spent about 20 years in the recruiting industry. I'm also the founder of the Career Accelerator Masterclass, where I helped senior to technology leaders. When I say technology, it's not just software, hardware, embedded, and in between. Okay? Define their values, their visions, and purpose into finding the right career move for them. If you can resonate, give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you won't miss my weekly training and uploads. Let's take a look at the definition of bias for action as per Amazon. Speed does matters in business. Many decisions and actions are reversible and do not need extensive study. We value calculated risk taking. That being said, how could you prepare yourself for an Amazon or any tech company's job interview by demonstrating your ability to make a business decision with speed, able to influence those that you may not see eye to eye with, and lastly, willing to take the risk to look at the data and use it to create your action plan? If you are interviewing at Amazon, this is actually an environment that appreciate those who aren't afraid to fail. And if you're afraid to fail, then you won't really come up with creative ideas as well, right? Can you think back of an interview questions where you wish you would have known more on storytelling and what bias for action meant? If you could have gone back, what were those questions and what could you have done better? Leave me a comment below. We'd love to hear about that and see how I can help you for future interview. All right? Here are a few things to keep in mind as you're preparing for your upcoming interviews. People managers, tell me a time where you are not afraid to step up and make the call to help your team move forward. In answering all the questions, it's important to use the STAR methods. Keep your answer to 1 minute if possible. This question also demonstrates your ability to influence others and what was your initiative in going above and beyond to make sure that your team is set up to be successful. If you're having a difficulty time answering this question, just think of a time where you took a risk for a better outcome, either is for your team or a project that you were responsible for. What are they? You don't have to prioritize. You can start listing them all out, right? If you have three or like five, which is great, it's important to list it all out and then go back to pick your top two or three. Another way to rephrase the question is, tell me about a time you took a risk. What kind of risk was it? There are 10 different ways to rephrase the same question. So let's move on to individual contributors. These two questions that I'm giving you here are very, very similar as well, okay? So as I'm getting messages of individuals, of job seekers asking me if I can provide an answer for them, I want you to please understand that I've received hundreds of messages every single week and everyone is asking the exact same thing. I've also talked a ton about Glassdoor and Google.com where you can see so many examples, questions and answer right on there. I would encourage you to watch my interview strategies playlist as well as my leadership principle broadcast before asking those questions because a lot of those are answered with tutorial. Either you're software engineer, mobile engineer, executives, I give even program managers. There is an example, even ways that you can connect with the recruiters to get the right job in there. Okay, so everything is there. I do my part in showing up for you guys today, even though I've been under the weather for the entire week, because I've made a commitment to show up for all of you guys every single week to go through the 14 leadership principle. And what I need for you to do for me is to show up yourself into doing your homework so you can be prepared for those job interviews. Okay? Let's continue. Tell me about time when you had to analyze facts quickly, define key issues, and respond immediately to the situations. What was the outcome? And tell me about a time when you have worked against tight deadlines. I probably heard about this in a lot of employers and also feedback from my clients, and didn't have the time to consider all options before making a decision. How much time did you have? What approach did you take? The two questions are very similar because you should ask data, facts, and having an action plan to deliver the results. Many of you have asked me to provide an example for you on all the behavioral questions as mentioned. I am a believer if you are applying for a senior or a leadership role, you should have the experience to back you up. And let me explain what I mean by that. How I can help you is creating great storytelling structure and building the foundation to help you leave a good impression by acing your interview. If you have never, and I am saying this with a lot of transparency here, if you have never worked for an organization that is fast paced or somewhat innovative, that you have launched products or services, then you would have to struggle answering these questions. And when I say launch products and services, I meant affecting millions, if not a billion user. Okay. And if you haven't had experience like that for at least 3 consecutive years with the same company, which demonstrate that you have actually built something and scale it, deliver it, or carry a team. If you're a people manager, then applying to companies like Amazon may not be a good idea to you. Okay. A recruiter may see something on your resume, such as your academia background, that you have a computer science degree. They are so excited to reach out to you and schedule a recruiter call, and they really want to put you in front of someone who is more senior to do a technical phone screen. So to alleviate your time or to not waste your time on the employer's time, make sure you ask for a job description and learn more about the environment. The technical environment, assume that you are a technical professional, understand it really well before you take that phone interview. Okay, by all means, do not go into an on-site interview without knowing the ins and out of how many people are in the team, what projects would you be working on, what is the launch timeline or guidelines, deadline. Ask all of those questions so you can be prepared. The same thing by simply going to a best friend google.com web browser. You type in anything you want to know, even Alexa devices if you own one. Ask it, and it will provide you great resources. Okay, there are some amazing work out there. There's blogs I shared with Anderson last month where he wrote a phenomenal article where he walked over the 14 leadership principle. I didn't talk about any of that in this live stream, but it is amazing. You should definitely check that out. It is in my customer obsession video, as well as my get hired to the right job. They're all in my Amazon leadership principle. Okay. So be sure you do that. I also invest some time of looking into pre-IPO startups or companies. If I hear organizations that are hiring for tech leaders, I'm more than happy to put that out there on my LinkedIn as well. So if we're not connected yet, make sure that we are. You have any questions, leave it in the comment section. Thumbs up, like, subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell notification. Share with your friends and those who can benefit from it, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.